Hi, everyone. Bill Renchler in the 1011 Now Streaming Studio. Hope everyone's having a nice Wednesday. It's Wednesday, and we haven't had him the last couple of weeks, but we finally got Jared Minary back in the building.
Yep. I'm back. Let's get to it,
Again.
Trying to catch up with everything.
Right. Crime never sleeps. And so we got a couple of cases today. They're both kind of low end,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
But you guys need a little bit of help.
Interesting elements to each, though.
Yes. I have a feeling one of them, which we'll do last, we'll get some good tips on. Probably, I would imagine, fairly quickly.
I would hope so. Yeah. Good images.
So, first one, though, we only have one image. And this happened just fairly recently, a little more than 2 weeks ago now.
Yep, that was on Thursday, April 3rd, about 8 o'clock in the afternoon, I guess maybe evening. Officer was patrolling down the rail yard and observed two, what they believe is males on a dirt bike and a little four-wheeler. Obviously, you really can't do that down the rail yard. Tried to stop them, and they, of course, both fled from the officer. What you can see on this image here is that the one on the four-wheeler looks like he has a 3 to 5 year old child on his lap as he's doing this. They described it as a four-wheeler that was blue in color with a yellow seat and then a dark black dirt bike. And both of those riders were kind of smaller in stature and had masks on at the time. So we're hoping that maybe somebody recognizes these guys from riding around. They spent some time in the rail yard. We had them on a couple different cameras running around. They may have even gone over the pedestrian bridge back over towards Haymarket Park, I think, something like that area.
Yeah.
So they hopefully could be tracked back to maybe where a residence somewhere nearby where they have these stored or something. We're just hoping somebody can give us a good tip on who these two were. Obviously, they're fleeing. They're doing something they shouldn't. So they're looking at a couple of tickets probably for both of these kids.
Well, and, having a 3 to 5 year old on a ATV just on your own property is probably bordering on not a good idea.
It may not be the best idea. Obviously, when you have traffic in a congested area like the rail yard usually is, that's just not a good idea. So,
would the fact that there was a young child on the bike add to this at all?
I don't think so. I mean, it's possible depending on what gets revealed in the case, but to my knowledge, there's nothing that specifically is going to say a 3 to 5 year old on his lap is going to be an extra charge. There could be something with putting a child in danger or something like that, maybe, but it's going to depend on what ends up being revealed in the investigation as it moves forward.
Okay. So just looking at a couple tickets here, but again, obviously not something quality of life kind of type of deal here, crime, nuisance crime. But just looking at a couple tickets. But if you know anyone who's been doing any joyriding, reach out to Jared. We'll talk about how to get in touch with them in just a second. The other case, Jared, again, this happened about 2 weeks ago at a Family Dollar in town.
Yeah, this is interesting. She obviously, as you can see in the video, is throwing quite a temper tantrum, throwing candy around. She originally just came in and asked where the diapers and the wipes were. The staff tried to help her. She did not like how the staff helped her or how the products were displayed or something. There was some kind of issue. I'm not really sure on the full details of that part of it. It looks like she might have actually tried to kind of maybe walk out with it, but then she turned around. So there's obviously a lot going on there with the argument that we can't hear in the video because it's only video. But obviously you can tell she got very upset, caused some damage to some items. We are definitely looking for her. Maybe she needs to get into a little bit of counseling or something. She might need some help. So we're hoping to kind of track this female down. We do know that she left with a male that was in a silver Jeep Cherokee, and that male does not know her name, but we do think that the nickname for this female might be Tootsie.
Okay.
So she's got hair that is black on one side and blue on the other. So Tootsie with black and blue hair, maybe that rings a bell for somebody. Pretty good images with this video, so we're really hoping somebody can give us a tip on her.
I think we've all felt this way before.
Yeah.
Whether it was in, a Family Dollar or a gas station or wherever. But those are our inside thoughts.
Yeah, you don't act on those.
She let the inside thoughts get out. So you mentioned it, but we do have some good images here. And again, you can kind of see the two different hair colors there.
Yep.
Black
She
and
does
blue.
have a tattoo on her arm there. Actually, in this image, you can see it there on her right forearm. Pretty distinct. So if we can get a good ID on her, we should be able to match that tattoo up to her. So again, if you know who this female is, please give us a call.
And what sort of ticket, like just disturbing the peace or what?
Probably a vandalism at a minimum. There definitely could be a disturbing the peace element to it as well. I don't at this time. I don't think there's anything we have that specifically says it's a shoplift or something other than that. So I think it's just basically looking at the vandalism for the most part.
Okay. All right. And so, Jared, if someone does know something about this case, about the ATV, four-wheeler, and motorcycle, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Well, obviously, you can call the police department, 402-441-6000. That is the non-emergency dispatch number. You can talk to a police officer there. Of course, if you want to be anonymous or you want to be eligible for a reward, you do have to contact Crime Stoppers. You can do that in a couple of different ways here. You can obviously call that number on the screen, 402-475-3600. That will get you to a call taker that you can give your information to. You can go online to LincolnCrimeStoppers.com so you can see this case and all the other cases we post. And when you're there, that's a good place to tip. It'll give you a nice form to fill out. And, of course, my favorite is the P3 app that is downloadable for your phone. You can keep it on there, and then you can keep track of your tip, where it stands in the queue for if we've solved it or if it's eligible for a reward. So that P3 app is very, very handy.
And, again, it's about, 50% clearance rate that you guys have there?
Yep, we're hovering around that 50% pretty much for the last few years. So that's great. That's a great stat for us. Basically, coin flip. We put your face on Crime Stoppers, we're probably going to solve that case. So, again, you can see we have several of them up there still that we're still looking for.
I do like the very first one when you again go to LincolnCrimeStoppers.com and they got Pick It Up Waluigi. So I think it's the purple.
It's the purple, yeah.
In that one. But then again, you can see a couple of the cases that we just talked about. So again, always interesting to just kind of go through this webpage and see what's on there and see what's going on. But also a good place to again leave a tip. Again, also using that P3 app on your phone. Anything else going on, Jared? Again, I know you kind of been out of the loop here.
Yeah, I'm very out of the loop right now. I mean, I just barely landed last night, so I'm still trying to catch up with everything else going on. So that's all I got today on stories we would definitely want to cover. But if you have something that you know is happening, maybe you got some activity in your area like drug activity, strange activity. Those are the kinds of things you can also call Crime Stoppers on and let us know about. So it doesn't mean we have to actually have something we're presenting to you.
Yeah,
if you have something you want to present to us, Crime Stoppers is always open.
Yeah, we've never really touched on that before. So you can snitch.
Yeah. Yeah, some people call it that.
All right. Well, Jared, we always appreciate your time. Good to have you back here. Again, appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Again, as always, reach out to Jared, LPD, if you know anything about those two cases or about any other case. Like Jared said, you don't need a case for you to reach out to Crime Stoppers. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Hope everyone has a nice Wednesday, and we'll see you next time.